How many fighters and athletes neglect their diet and miss out on serious performance advantages? A poor diet can undermine almost every aspect of your performance, including your strength, speed, explosiveness, and recovery. Unfortunately, many fighters struggle with meeting their nutritional needs, whether it's getting the right amount of macros, micronutrients, or fluids. If you're not fueling yourself properly, you're losing out on the edge that could give you the advantage. In this video, we'll dive into why optimal diet is essential and how to refuel your body for peak performance. Many fighters overlook the critical role of nutrition in their training regimen. However, scientific research indicates that inadequate nutrition can significantly impair athletic performance, affecting aspects such as muscle recovery and cognitive function. Conversely, an optimal diet enhances recovery, reduces mental fog, and sustains energy levels throughout the day. Embracing a well-structured diet offers numerous advantages for athletes. A narrative review conducted by various institutions, including Stanford University, California State University, and Long Beach, shows how the Mediterranean diet, rich in whole grains, unsaturated fats, lean protein, fruit, and vegetables, has been linked to improved muscle power, endurance, and body composition in athletes. Here I have another comprehensive review from leading sports nutrition organizations that outline how a well-balanced diet, including macronutrients, micronutrients, and hydrations, directly influences muscle recovery, injury prevention, and overall athletic performance. A balanced intake of macronutrients helps to maintain stable blood sugar levels, preventing energy dips and enhancing overall vitality. In summary, prioritizing proper nutrition is essential not only for weight management, but for optimizing physical and mental performance both inside and outside the ring. Now, as a lot of coaches like to say, fundamentals comes first. And right now we're going to break down the fundamentals of nutrition, starting off with calories. Your calorie needs depend on your age, weight, height, activity level, and fitness goals. Everyone's requirements will vary, and the first step is understanding exactly what your body needs. Don't stress if you're not a fan of counting every single calorie. There are alternatives that we'll talk about later. Typically, if you are an athlete who trains combat sports, you'll usually need around 3,000 calories per day. However, like I said before, this does vary depending on your gender, your age, your weight, and your height. So be wary of this. But if you do want to calculate precisely how many calories you need, first you need to calculate your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. This is a number of calories that your body needs to function at rest. So to calculate this, use the Milfin-St. Jeor equation. Next, we adjust for activity level. We multiply our BMR by an activity factor based on how active we are. Combat athletes typically fall into the moderately active or very active category, depending on training intensity. So here are the activity multipliers. Next, depending on your goals, you either add or subtract calories. To maintain weight, you eat your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. To lose weight, create a calorie deficit, and to gain muscle, you create a calorie surplus. So for example, let's just say that you're a 75 kilogram athlete and you're 180 centimeters tall and 25 years old. By calculating your BMR and factoring in activity, your daily calorie needs might look like this. Now let's break it down for the macros. So one of the most important macros for combat sports athletes is protein. For high-performing athletes, especially fighters, protein intake is critical. The recommended intake for athletes is 1.4 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. This ensures that your muscles get the nutrients that they need for growth and repair. So a quick tip, you don't need any fancy tools or fancy equipment to measure protein. You simply compare your protein source to the size of your palm. So take a piece of chicken or a piece of fish, all right, roughly the size and thickness of your palm. That's around 25 grams of protein. And the best sources for protein are unprocessed lean proteins like chicken breast, beef, fish. But watch out for fish, because a lot of canned fish like tuna contain mercury. Eggs is also an excellent source of protein, along with Greek yogurt and legumes like beans and lentils. Now onto the carbs. Carbs are vital for fueling your training and maintaining your energy levels. Now, I've been seeing this rise of low-fat and keto diets, which has caused a lot of confusion. So do not be concerned with this stuff at all. If you're training and if you're a combat sports athlete who's training rigorously every day, just forget about it. It doesn't work. Carbs should be a significant part of your diet, so don't be scared of them. They help with hormone regulation, sleep, and overall energy, and you should be aiming for 5 to 7 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. So a quick tip, once again, if you don't have a scale, you can use your hands to estimate like you do for protein. So if you cup your hands and you put your carb source in your hands, that should be 25 grams of carbs, roughly. And good carb sources include sweet potatoes, oats, fruits like dates, alright? I mean, I fuck with dates heavy, I'll be honest, but be careful because a lot of fruits contain pesticides. So amaranth is also another good source, along with steel-cut oats. Kefir and milk can also provide carbs, so I'll put a heavy emphasis on the kefir because it's a very good probiotic. I mean, if you're on the whole raw milk and raw kefir craze, then feel free to do that. I mean, I personally like the taste, but do so with caution because with some places there can be a lack of care for hygiene. Raw honey and fruit juices are also a great source for quick carb replenishment. Now, the third and final macronutrient are fats. Healthy fats are essential for hormone production, muscle building, and nutrient absorption. While many shy away from fats, they actually support fat loss and muscle gain. And you should be aiming for about 1.1 grams of fat per kilogram of body weight. So with your hands, you can use your thumbs to measure a portion of fat, and one thumb is about 10 grams of fat. And the best sources for fats are avocados, nuts like cashew, almonds, and peanuts, coconut, and aged cheeses. Alright, so we've broken down the macronutrients. Now we're going on to the micronutrients, which everybody seems to miss. I'm really not sure why. So macronutrients like vitamins and minerals are often overlooked, but they're essential for energy, endurance, mood regulation, and overall strength. Many athletes miss out on key micronutrients like magnesium, zinc, calcium, and vitamin D. To ensure that you're getting enough, make it a habit to eat a wide variety of vegetables, aiming for different color vegetables at each meal. So a quick tip, 1 fist equals 1 serving of vegetables. Eat 1 to 2 fists per meal, to ensure variety and adequate micronutrient intake. Kiwis are an excellent source of micronutrients, so do not miss out on your kiwis. Add them into your diet. Trust me on this one. This ain't bro science.
Are you kidding me?
Now we're going on to proper hydration, which is a thing that surprisingly a lot of people miss out on. Hydration plays a massive role in performance, and it isn't as simple as just drinking a lot of water. This is a huge misconception. Proper hydration supports brain function, reduce fatigue, and can improve your overall workout performance. It can also help to reduce the damage that you sustain in sparring, because proper hydration helps to increase the fluid that surrounds your brain. It's called cerebral spinal fluid. and it basically just helps your brain to stop rattling around when you're getting hit. This is the reason why you'll see a lot of people who make drastic weight cuts get knocked out easily, because they're lacking in cerebral spinal fluid. So if you're fighting, or even when you're sparring, do make sure that you are properly hydrated, which I'm going to tell you how to do right now. So you should aim to get about 3 to 4 liters of water per day. So the timing of it does matter as well. You drink 1 liter before training, during and after training. And with each meal, you should be drinking about a quarter to half a liter of water each meal. Now, the quality of water matters as well. It's important to be aware that there are a lot of contaminants in tap water, such as fluoride and microplastics. No, this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's fact at this point. So you should invest, if you can, in a quality water filter, or find clean water from local springs. Now, along with drinking the appropriate amount of water, you should be taking sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These are all electrolytes, and they're key electrolytes to replace when you're training hard. If you're working out moderately, you should be aiming for 500 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium per liter of water. You can get potassium and magnesium from foods such as bananas, avocados, and leafy greens. For moderate training days, you can make this simple homemade electrolyte drink, which I'm gonna put up on the screen right now. So timing is key, not only when it comes to your sparring or your fights, but even when you eat, timing is important. When you eat is just as important as what you eat. So half an hour to an hour before training, you should consume 30 grams of carbs, 15 grams of protein, and some electrolytes. Post-workout, so after 30 to 60 minutes, or within 30 to 60 minutes after you complete a workout or a training session, you should consume 50 grams of carbs and 20 to 30 grams of protein. So this timing can help to improve endurance and prevent muscle damage, as well as ensure better muscle recovery. So if you're preparing for a fight, or you're in a fight camp and you need to cut weight, aim for a 300 to 500 calorie deficit while maintaining a high protein intake. Okay, do not go any lower than a 500 calorie deficit. Like, you're not gonna have any energy, and you're probably gonna be looking like a skeleton by the end of it. So you should be consuming 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight to preserve muscle mass. And do not forget carbs and fats. They support energy levels and hormone production. So along with weight cutting, you should be doing strength training and moderate cardio, which will help you to maintain muscle during this calorie deficit. On fight day, 2 to 4 hours before a fight, you should be getting protein, carbs, healthy fats, as well as your vegetables. And I have a protocol listed here for a pre-fight meal. And you should also be eating after a fight, getting your proteins, carbs, fats, and vegetables as well. So you should be aiming to eat within 2 hours after a fight for optimal recovery. Now onto the supplements. Now remember this one thing about supplements: they're not designed to replace a healthy diet. Okay, if you have a shit diet and you're doing supplements, then that's just not gonna work. They're designed to complement your diet. And some helpful ones for fighters include multivitamins. So if you're eating and you're tracking your micronutrients, and for whatever reason you're having some gaps in your micronutrient intake, then do take multivitamins. But if you're fulfilling all of your micronutrient needs, then there's no need for this. Omega-3 fats can help reduce inflammation, and improve recovery. They're also very good for your brain, so do take them if you prioritize your brain health and you don't want to get CTE. So caffeine can help to boost your focus and energy levels. So, slam down a cup of black coffee every day or two. And creatine can also support your strength and endurance. Now, a side note with supplements, make sure that you choose high quality supplements and avoid contamination by sticking to trusted sources, all right? You don't want to be like, Ryan Garcia getting popped for banned substances in his supplements. So I'll give you a link to some right here.
Are you kidding me?
Alright, well that's it for the video. Now I'm going to give you a small set of actionable steps that you can use in order to improve your nutrition. Now, starting off with a fairly obvious one, meal prep. You can prepare your meals in bulk and do it ahead of time in order to save time when it comes to cooking and washing up. So make sure that you're batching your meals. And if you're on a budget, then make sure that you're buying staple items in bulk like rice and beans and frozen veggies. And lastly, do keep it simple, okay? If you were not to get anything from this video, the one thing that I would want you to get is that you're prioritizing your protein first. You're getting, around 1 gram per kilogram of body weight of protein, and then you prioritize getting healthy carbs and fats, and making sure that you're fulfilling all of your micronutrient needs. That is what matters. And if you follow this approach consistently, you'll be well on your way to optimizing your diet and improving your performance. So that's it for today, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Ciao.